Today with the new patch 9.0 and the price of power cards, Once Upon a Pyre, and the changes they made to a lot of the weather cards, I wanted to make this here weather deck. So it's a weather deck using Feign Death, and the reason I did this is because one of our longest time viewers specifically has been requesting quite frequently a weather deck. And so here it is, we're going to make it and we're going to see how it does. Now, the change to the weathers is that they all became 4 provisions, right? So, Impenetrable Fogs, 4 provisions, Biting Frost, 4 provisions, Torrential Rains, 4 provisions. Now, the reason we're doing this in Scoia tael is because of the new Elf Mage cards. So we have Sorceress of Dolbothana, play a bronze Scoia tael special card, and then we have the Whisperer of Dolbothana, the change to Sage, which is now Elven Scribe. So these cards all get benefits. Well, this creates a bronze special card, but these get large benefits from us playing these, and now we can use the Weathers as our 4 provision bronze special cards. The other alternative that you could do if you don't want to play Weathers is you could just substitute bombs in for this. Substitute bombs for these and then play a bomb version. So, the overall deck list then. Playing Feign Death, because we need a large, we need a way to win around, and Feign Death's really good, and it synergizes with some of the other cards we're playing in a little bit. So we're playing Ornamency to get out our Feign Death, obviously, and also some of our other key cards. Playing Vernussil, so the Deadeye Ambush, Vernussil, Feign Death, it creates a lot of Elven Deadeyes, and then Vernussil just pew 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 pew, blows them all up. The enemies, that is. We're playing Heatwave. You could substitute Heatwave. There's a lot of people playing around with the new cards now, and a lot of those are high provision, like big cards and such. So, Francesca is the new legendary for Scoia tael, and it has Veil. Whenever you play a special card, remove a counter, 3 counters, reaches Doom, spawn and play a Doom, or reaches 0, spawn and play a Doom copy of the last special card you played. Now, usually for this, you want to have some big card to finish with, right? So you can go, ideally what we want to do is go double Heatwave, which is one option is double Heatwave, but a lot of times you're forced to play Heatwave earlier than that, that's fine, we can do double anything else. Doubling any of our special cards is quite good. Heatwave's good, Oneiromancy's really good. You can put in other cards if you want to, like, the reason we're not playing Curse of Corruption is because she's a 7? Is there Curse of Corruption, but that's fairly often she might just be the highest thing, but you could put in Garrison or whatever card you want to play twice with her. Just for our purposes, she's basically in here just to try her out and to synergize with all of our special cards. I'm fairly confident as long as she goes off at all, she's worth it, even if we don't hit like our big finisher cards. You could also make I heard some suggestions making a deck around playing double Waters. I'm not sure that's actually viable, but something like this, we have a big high value card you want to make double up on her with her, is pretty good. And then even like, what I wanted to do is do it on, what's it called? The Echo card, right? And then you can do that. And get 8, then 8. But as long as she goes off, she's worth it in my opinion. And since we're playing Weathers, we're playing the buffed Avallac'h. He's now worth 12 for 10, which is pretty good. He plays a Weather, which is good with our deck. As you can probably tell from the deck here, we're playing 13 units, so it's a very low unit deck. Avallac'h helps out with that. Although he has a fairly large body now, so he's not like a trivial unit. Playing Vanadane. The reason for this is because we can just take 2 cards out of our hand or place them with Waylays. Now, what I like to do with this is, a lot of rounds we're not going to have our Weathers set up. What we want to have is Weathers with Scepter of Storms and Vaedermakar. If we don't have those, we can use Vanadane to put the Weathers back into our deck and replace them with Waylays if we have Feign Death. Even if not, Vanadane makes a Waylay worth 9 instead of 6, supposing you get the Death Blow off. So there's better value than the Weathers. Now we're playing Erlin. Erlin comes out of our deck. Helps us get big swings, or bigger swings. It's quite good. We're playing a very low unit deck, so Harald Gord's our finisher. He's usually between a 13 and a 15, somewhere around there. Like I said, Vaedermakar and Scepter of Storms. To change the Vaedermakar, where now, if you have Scepter of Storms, the duration increase or decreases 3 instead of 1 turn. I quite like that. It's very fun. Also, obviously, it makes a lot of sense. And whereas if he extends the durations by 1, you get 2 extra damage from a weather in each row. He's a 10 for 6 essentially. If he goes off with Scepter of Storms, it's a lot of value, like quite a bit of value. And then to continue on, we're playing Nature's Rebuke for another special card, playing Sorceress of Dolbothana. Its order creates a bronze special card, a provision cost equal to lower than its power. The reason that's really good is because we can set up playing a special card for our Whisper of Dolbothana. So you want to play this first. If they don't kill it, you play this, and then when you play special, it spawns a place copy of itself. Against really greedy decks with no removal, this gets out of hand very, very quickly. If you're playing against decks that are like, Vi is not the best example because they'll probably still beat you, but something like Vi that doesn't play removal, they can't kill a 3, and then you can just, as long as you use special cards, just keeps going off and get 3 points a turn, which is crazy. Then we have the weathers, like I said, 2 Biting Frost, 2 Fogs. You could play, I wouldn't play Torrential Rains. You can probably play 1 or 2 less of these, but since it's a weather deck, we're going with a lot of weathers. And then we're playing Pact. The reason we're playing Pact is if they damage Dolbothana Sorceress here at all, there's no 3 provision bronze Scoia tael special cards, 3 2s, 1s, or 0s, so her order won't go off if she's damaged. The Pact lets us boost her up, and then we can play Nature's Rebuke or something too. So that's why Pact is in here. And then we have Elven Scribe, counter wherever you play special card, counter 3. When it reaches 0, it goes to 6, so it's a 10 for 4 if you played 3 special cards after playing it, which is actually takes quite a while, but the value is certainly there. So this is a deck list. There's a couple cards that are definitely missing that definitely wanted to include. Mainly Shaping Nature, like we mentioned earlier, but I couldn't find it, the space for it, while keeping in the cards I wanted to try out. Probably the best thing to do is just take out Avallac'h and replace it with Shaping Nature, but I wanted to try out Avallac'h after its buff and see how it was worth it. And then the other card is our friend here, who's a 5, not a 6, because she got buffed. I always forget. Maxi, right? So you can play Maxi. She'll put Erlin in the bottom of your deck, or something else if you don't have Erlin yet. It's a good choice. I just I'm going with this instead, just for a bit of fun. But she's a good option too. So this is the deck list we're gonna go with, and let's see how it performs today. Looks like it'll be very interesting, at least. Okay, so here we are, right into the first game. See how we're doing. Going up against. Okay, so this is probably a Koshni deck. I imagine Koshni got really, like, a pretty big buff from the change to Draga Larva. I imagine that's what this is. As far as our hand here, we have our Scepter of Storms, which is nice. Don't quite have everything yet, but we do have an Aeromancy, which is very good. We could just make a rain here and kill these with Scepter of Storms. If we don't kill them, it's probably worth it. It's probably worth it, even if we waste the rest of the duration. Yeah, this is okay. So what I'm thinking here is if we kill these, don't kill these Neckers, they're probably gonna go to 5 or 6, right? So killing them both here denies probably about 10 to 12 points. I'm assuming he's definitely gonna be thriving them. So it's definitely worth it, even if we lose out on 2 turns of our row effect here to kill those off, I think. Okay, so here's the changed Draga Larvas. For those who don't know, they got an extra base power and an extra provision. And that's the reason Koshni, I think, is going to be really good, because instead of going off 4 times, usually 4 or 5 times, I don't remember the exact number with the leader ability and such, or Oberon, you can get up to like 6 or something. You get some number of Draga Larvas, each one's now worth 1 more point, which helps Koshni at the end of the round, which is when the Larvas. Okay, what are you giving me out of my deck here? I could try and figure it out, but let's just see. Francesca Finnebar, okay. Okay, that's not bad. I don't think his type of deck will actually run any removal. Let's just kill one of these. Reduce our counter. This can give us making a bomb. And then we can move this to the row. We'll get another point out of our weather. That's not bad. Obviously, we want to kill She Who Knows, I believe her name is, because we don't want to have to deal with that. There's a Ygritte. Avallac'h can play Frost. After 3 turns, Frost kills Ygritte. And then Avallac'h's a 6, and then I'll also activate Francesca. But be careful activating her. Because our next card we'll make an extra copy of, and we want it to be good. We could go for our Vanadane, or we could just set up our Whisperer. There's a lot of choices here, but if we're going to set up the Avlok Frost to kill Ygritte, we have to do it soon. And then we're committing Avlok. We've already lost Francesca. We play the Whisperer. There's actually a lot of choices here. We'll just go with the Whisperer. We'll just go here because if we have a huge swing next turn. If we go Oneiromancy into anything, we then get Francesca going off, giving us another Oneiromancy. Both Oneiromancies can play a special card. That's 4 special cards. That's 12 points off the Whisperer. Plus whatever cards. Okay, this is going to be a huge swing. Yeah, this is what we want to do. Pretty sure. Because we're going to Heatwave that. We don't want Ygritte having... Actually, if we could give resilience to... If Hugh knows gives resilience to Ygritte, the resilience unit loses its armor, so it won't just die. Alright, let's just kill it anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure that's the best play, but we're going to do this. Let's see. We could just play a Frost instead of using Avlok for the Frost. Then save Avlok, maybe? Alright, let's just go here. Yeah, I want to put a Frost here, and we'll do it this turn so it goes off faster. So look at this huge swing. We got 4 more Whisperers off the Whisperer, and there's Erlen coming out. So he was up by like 20-something, but here we are. Now, hopefully we can win on... Well, we should be able to win on even here, as long as we keep pressuring. In 2 turns, Ygritte dies. And that's a massive loss for him. The only way he can come back from that is Azrael. Alright, he's going to play this. It's going to be up to 7. Alright, as long as we... All of our bronze cards that are specials are worth so much, but we have the Whisperer of Dol B'Thana. Well, they're worth 3 more, so that's a 9. Excellent value. Like I was saying, I don't think... Like I think I said when I was making the deck profile part of this video, people who have no removal will suffer so hard to this card if they don't have an answer. But it might make too many units if you're not playing a lower unit deck. I almost consider playing Isegrim in here for the Deadeyes, and then if this goes off, but this going off is quite not the best. I mean, it's not something it's really good. I misspoke. It's not something you can count on all the time because many decks have answers. Okay, he's out of this round. Even if he Azrael's, he's gonna go down 2. So we went on even successfully, which is good. And we got what 3, 6. Our Whisper of Dol B'Thana is worth 21 points. I will take that. Created 6 new, start with 1. Alright, this guy's in a huge amount of trouble right now, actually. As long as we draw... oh, there we go. We don't even have to draw it anymore. Like, we need the scenario, and we're going to push him here. Because we can just finish with Harald Gord, and then Vernicel if we need to. That's a Nature's Rebuke, apparently. Looks like a black hole to me. Okay, this is really good. We have everything we need to push him hard here. Because we can just go into Feign Death, into Vanadane, put back 2 cards, get 2 Waylays, and then just overwhelm him with our elves in the scenario. Okay, yeah, I think he's playing Caution. That was it for him. GG. We got the first game. Getting into the second game here then. Looks like we're up against Rage of the Sea. I imagine this is one of the newer Druid decks, relying on Storm. Since the changes to that. Seems like it would be quite a bit of fun. Probably a better overall use of weather cards than our deck is, but we'll see if we can't take a win here. Fog and Frost. We have Scepter of Storms. I don't think we need the Fog then. Actually, we don't... Actually, it doesn't matter, because we can just create the other one. Let's keep the Fog, actually. Thinking about it here, I don't really care about hitting his tallest units. I want to hit the smaller ones. So he's probably going to have... might have the Defender. They've usually been playing the Defender as far as I've seen. Okay, we're going first. Going first here, we have anything good? We have the Dol B'Thana Sorceress. That's a good card. We can also start off with our Elven Scribe. I think though we'll go with Scribe. See if he has a what's it called? Gunning Slash. See if we can get him to use it on this instead of our other card. Crow Mother. Fair enough. Gonna set up his carryover. Can't blame him there. I wonder if this is one of the decks where they use Megascope to create lots of copies of the one crow. The one that summons all of its copies from your deck or graveyard if you're holding Alchemy. Could be interesting. Might be fun to try out. Anyway, here we're going to go into our Sorceress of Dolbothana. And then once that's set up, next turn we'll go for the Whisperer. Hopefully, well, if he doesn't have an answer to Whisperer, if he hasn't answered these, I don't think he has an answer to Whisperer. And if he doesn't have an answer to Whisperer, we get crazy value. If we get crazy value, we can probably secure the round without playing too many good cards. Especially if Scribe goes off. Scribe going off to 10. Swallowed Priest, not too surprising. I'm not a big fan of heat waving Crow Mother. I know some people do. I don't think it's that many people. Do we care about the bomb? We can move the cultist. That wouldn't be bad. Let's do that. We can be the road for damage. There's another one of those. Now we're gonna get Erlen out of our deck this round. At some point too. There's an Armored Drakkar. We can rebuke that once it takes 1 damage. I like that plan. We could also just kill the Swellblood Cultist, but I think we'll get rid of this. Because he's going to have Freya's Blessing to bring back the Cultists. This way we remove more points. I guess it's not too big of a difference. But as long as we remove if we're removing the unit the cultist is pointing at, he's have to keep playing the units next to it. I want him to keep the cultist in the melee row. Okay, so that's going to be a lot of points. Fog will keep him a little bit under control. And let's just go for this. If we start taking damage on our Whisperers, we can use the orders here. Get more than 5 value out of this, perhaps. We have Scepter of Storms left. We have Pact. Pact, while we have a Whisperer, is really good. Comes a 9-point card. Tears of Siren. Sure, that's fine. Put it on the... Yeah, I think that was the wrong row to put that on. But whatever. Maybe he's going to plan to go into the guy who transforms the rain into Storm. Which would be very bad for us, but fortunately we are holding Heatwave if he goes for that. I'll consider... we can't Heat with Getting Yes, though. Then, I think we're up enough points that if he plays that, we can safely-ish pass. Okay, he's just going to pass here. We are up by 22 points, which is a fairly significant amount, for sure. Our Whisper of Dolbothana giving us a ton of value. There's another one. There's our Fog. We could use a Vaedermakar about now, for sure. And we also have access to our scenario. Vanadane would be nice. The reason I like having Vanadane so much is because we don't have the Vaedermakar Scepter of Storms combo, or enough leathers. We can just use Vanadane, put them on the bottom of our deck, and then we'll have Waylays. We won't draw them again then. Okay, there's our scenario. Alright, this is looking really good. We're going to bleed him here, for sure, because we have a very strong short round with Harald Gord, and then triple leader charge Vernucel if we need it. We might save that. If he answers this, we'll save that. If he doesn't answer this, Vernucel in this round is going to be incredible value, because we can go for the Vanadane Alpha Go Neuromancy. Or Neuromancy. There is the... Okay, Reviving. Good play by him. Points. We can go for the Sorceress and then the Whisperer again. I quite like that setup, but here we don't have a pact, so if we take any damage on our Sorceress, we can't actually create a card. I consider playing Invigorate with Sorceress, but I don't know about that. Isengrim again would be helpful here. That's another use I didn't think of earlier. Perhaps that would be a good idea. So there's Vanadane. Go here. I don't really want... I don't think we need the Storms. Sorceress and Whisperer are both good. We'll keep Whisperer though, because she'll go off each time we play Waylay. And each of our Waylays are worth more points. If we set up the Whisperer, then we get the Waylay off of the scenario. There's his Scepter of Storms. Okay, yeah, so we're going to get Vaedermakar here. Maybe. Most likely, and then he's going to play the guy who transforms him to Storm. We have an answer to him. I would rather answer that than get a Nith at this point. Because we're going to have tons and tons of units. We can't let that go off. I guess we'll just kill this. He won't be able to boost his cultist unless he plays another card. Alchemy card or another one of those from his graveyard. Well, Alchemy card to get that back from his graveyard. Or another unit. Fulmar, as we're talking about, that's getting heat waved. We cannot let that go off, as we'll take so much damage. I'll just get rid of it. Okay, he's going to use that again to get boosting. We're going to take 4 per turn, probably for the rest of the round, because I imagine Vaedermakar's coming down. But with the Whisperer, we have a lot of points. These Waylays are going to be worth quite a bit. Imagine around 8 each. Yeah, there's the Vaedermakar. Not too surprising. So our Vernusel is going to get a ton of value. It's going to be really good. Question is, how much do we want to push him? If we push him too hard, we risk ourselves overextending. Because we're taking a lot of value over time here. Either way, we're going to keep going a little bit. As long as we can keep spawning. We're going to run to if we play this next Waylay, with a 50% chance we fill up our melee row. And in that case, we'll just pass and use our 3 charges round 3 like I said we might be planning on earlier.
Gods protect us.
That's not a problem with me, or for me. I think we can take him in a short round. There's your car. Lovely. It's going to get him a lot of points. He's going to get a lot of points every turn here. We'll just go here. Unfortunately... Actually, what was I saying? There was no way. It was definitely going to fill up this melee row. But we got a lot of points out of the Waylay. Now, actually, if the rain kills our 1 strength guy, we can play Vernusel now. It did. Okay, Vernusel's worth too many points to ignore. Well, we have 3, 6, 7. We can have 9 Elven Deadeyes. We can do 18, so we're worth 23. I think we can force out both of his cards if we do this. And I definitely want to do that then. We can save 1 charge for round 3. A lot of damage. A lot of damage. Unfortunately, a bunch of them went into armor, but we're still up by 22 after that. I think he has to play both of his cards. Alright, hopefully one of them is getting Yith. Then we don't have to deal with that. We'll have a leader charge. He might have to play his last leader charge. Okay, there's Giga Scorpion Decoction. Fine. There's his last leader charge. Get the Siren. Oh, we're up by 10 still. He gets 2 for free though from the cultist. So we really use a 9. Okay, that'll do it. But we've removed his last leader charge. We have a leader charge still. We removed plenty of his good cards. Very happy with this. Very happy with this situation. And we get our Harald Gord, and that's worth a ton of points. We have our 1 leader charge in case we draw a Pact. I need to boost a unit because we're gonna be low on units in this round 3. Oh, there's a Pact. Pact is better than Frost for sure here. Okay, we want Francesca, and we want actually want Francesca. Didn't get her. The reason if we play our first Oneiromancy into a special, we can still make her ability go off. Okay, so here we're gonna fog this. And we'll just damage that down. Next turn we'll go for, let's see, probably, well we have, yeah, we'll go leader charge into Pact next turn. That'll get us 9 points. And then we'll just finish with whatever we need to Oneiromancy out of our deck. That's the game plan here. Should be a fairly solid plan. If we bled out all this good stuff around too. Yeah, there's the Tears of the Siren. That's going to be worth like 3 points. Oh wait, he does a Crow Mother, so it's going to be worth 7. But that means we actually have to play our last card. No big deal. I don't really care. Let's go Harald Gord. Any card in our deck wins at this point except the weather. There's a 15. There we go. GG for the second game. Doing pretty well so far. Okay, we'll do one more. 3 games. Sounds good to me. Going up against... Okay, we're probably in our Caution deck. Again. I've been thinking about this matchup after the first game of the video. I think that we're in a lot of trouble if we don't actually manage to win round 1 with some kind of advantage. Because in a short round, a shorter round, or a round where they get to decide, Caution's value is probably too much for us. Because he's going to get Granthir, Kashi, he's going to play it, he's going to go Oberon for 2 activations, and he's going to go Leader Ability for 2 more. Well, Oberon's 2 on each, and then 1 more each from the Leader Ability, not 2 more. But that's just so much value, we can't really beat that in a short round, or even like a medium round. So we need to make that combination not happen in order to really win. So we really need to win this round, but he's going first. It's going to make this hard. Larvas, of course. I'm not sure if these cards are worse or better. I'm not sure. It's still very good. Anyway, so we'll play our Elven Scribe. We're going to need that points to go off if we want to have a chance here. Then we'll go into the typical Sorceress, and then Whisper. Hopefully they'll get us some points. Rat Catcheress. Alright. He's trying to set up his Sabbath. Not much we can do to interfere with that except for Rebuke here. We could have set up our Globalthon Sorceress first, but if we did, we would lose the opportunity to be able to remove one of these larvas. I think removing one of the larvas is a good use of our Nature's Rebuke. We'll go here. The next turn, I'll play the Whisperer. Hopefully we can get some points out of her. Now he's going to consume his Arcuspore. Yep, Brewess. Okay, he's playing all of the crowns. Interesting. They all did get a slight buff, so understandable. Alright, he's up by 21, but that's not a big deal because we have a lot of points on the board that aren't active yet. This is worth 5. Maybe we should have making a bomb to lessen the points in this row, but we're not really going to be able to deny Sabbath, so I don't think it's worth it. We could deny it 1 turn, but it's not really worth it. Witch Apprentice, okay. Alright, he's up by 20, with 2 points a turn coming in. But we have 3 points a turn as long as we're playing special cards. We have a +6 on our Elven Scribe, so I think we can keep going. At least 1 more card. Question is, which card is it? Probably Frost. We can reduce the points in his row with Sabbath. We can Pact instead. I think we'll see. Let's think. This is reducing. He has what, 30 in this Pact row? Or 35 in this row with Sabbath? We're not going to be able to reduce that. We can go Avalok. I think Avalok's the only card that gets us close. Like, force him to continue. Well, yeah, because he's getting 2 points a turn. If we could just go Frost as Erlen, and now we can force him to keep going. Because now he knows we're going to take the round from here. We want to push hard. There's Wispless. Oh, he's going to remove our Doublethana Whisper. That's going to be that for this round then. We really needed her to continue. That's annoying. Can we play 1 more card? No, because it's 2 a turn. Alright, I think he's got this round then. Although, if we played Frost... No, okay. We're going to pass here. He hadn't killed our Whisper in the beginning, so I kind of thought he couldn't. But I guess he could. We'll pass. Go to round 2. This is going to be the problem, right? If he's playing Kashi, we don't have an answer to it. I mean, we have like a Heat Wave, but we can't even if we heat wave the big one and manage to kill the Caranthirid one with like a Nature's Rebuke, he still has too many points in that round, I think. So our hope is that he doesn't do anything this round, and we can just keep our scenario for round 3. If we're forced to play our scenario here, and then he goes to a medium-ish length round 3, I think we lose. So our goal here is to hopefully not have to play this scenario. If we do have to play it, maybe we can make round 3 work. But I'm skeptical. Very skeptical. Let's see what he has. Vanadigne's nice. We'll get rid of, if we have to play it, we'll get rid of the Scepter and the Frost. I need Rebuke for Akashi, otherwise I put that back. Goliath. Alright, he's going for this round. What if he has a She Who Knows? Probably does. We forced to play scenario here? Not yet. I don't think. We can go Vanadane. Also, we can't play Harald. We could go Francesca, actually. Could just play this Frost, but I don't really want to. Let's go Francesca. We want him to leave the round and us to keep our scenario. This seems the best way to do it. If you play something else really big, we're probably going to have to play scenario though. Otherwise we just lose the Kashni 2-0 this round. If we don't set up anything big to deal with it. Though I really don't want to play it, I think we might have to. Weavis, okay, he's going to boost by 6. Okay, he's getting a lot of points out here. I think we have to drop this, even though I don't want to. Don't really think there's a choice anymore. He's committing pretty hard. Because, yeah, he's going to play She Who Knows next. And I'll get a Resilience on one of his big units. Well, he only has Sabbath. He only has 26, right? So Sabbath is only active. Let's put these back, like I said, at the beginning of the round. Because Sabbath is... He needs 25, he's at 26, so as long as we damage something in that row by 2, he won't be able to, let's see. We only have one elf, which is a problem because it's Vernusel. So we're going to have to play here because nothing else gets enough points. But, okay, well, we can at least deny the Sabbath value, so he won't get Resilience, because we can either waylay something in the ranged row so it goes less than 25 I think by the end of the round, or Vernusel will hit it down less than 25. Either one is acceptable.
My heart holds no forgiveness for traitors.
Yeah, here we get hit. So with the ranged row, he's down to 24. Don't have to hit that row. Here we go. No Sabbath for you, but we're in a 7 card round 3. We don't have Francesca or Scenario. We do have 3 leader charges, but we're really going to have to rely on these Whisperers here. That's really our only win condition here. We need to. These aren't going to do much. Double packed. That's not what I wanted to see. Really wanted that heat wave. Although we can Oneiromancy it out. But we've been forced to play a lot of our good cards already. Does he have the damage crone still? No, he played them all. Don't think he's playing Renew. That was an older deck I saw a while back. People renew the Crone again. One of them. It was interesting. I might try that out, actually, now that they've been buffed. Okay, as long as he can't answer this and then can't answer our Whisper, we have a chance. I think. But, okay, Ghoul. That's not that many points, right? Because he only has the 4 guy. Yeah, the 4 guy. Go here. Create a card. This is worth the most points. I don't care about the damage you're moving here. Okay, we're just going to rely on this Whisper. That's basically what this comes down to. Gels. Are we getting Ardgaith? We are getting Ardgaith. I did not see that coming. And then we have Winter Queen probably too. Alright, I'll admit I did not expect that. Did not expect that. We want to put the Whisperer on its own row so it would be able to play as many as possible. But I guess that we should have put them all in the same row if he was playing Argave, because we aren't going to fill our rows up. Okay, here's what we saved our Nature's Rebuke for, the first one of this, because he's not going to lead our ability yet. He's going to be greedy. So we're going to kill this one with Nature's Rebuke. He's going to go into the second one and then go leader ability. It's a ton of points. This is what I was concerned about. Kashi. Yeah, this is kind of what we wanted to avoid the whole game, but it looks like it happened anyway. We shouldn't have... I wish there was a way we could have not committed the scenario round 2. I think we had to. Our Neuromancy, Heat Wave, we have to get rid of this. Because Alberon's a thing. Although he only activates it once, I think. Because it one's a 5. It's not the damaged one. He doesn't play Alberon. He still has Azrael. It's a problem. You live in Kashi versus Azrael. Azrael's 8 more points, but Kashi creates 2 more guys, and they each get Thrive 2. That's 12 points. Is better Heatwave Kashi. Okay, Whisperer. Whisperer is basically all we're counting on here. But he still has Azrael. We have triple leader plus Harald, but I think Azrael and whatever this is bigger. Yeah. Okay, keep saying your ... ellipses to me. I don't really care. Go there, go Gord. Gord's at 13. Okay. Play your Azrael and you win. Good job. Good job. Oh, it's Naglfar into Azrael. Is that what we have here? That is what we have here. Yeah, I think we need the scenario for this round. But I'm not sure how to, I don't think we had enough special cards with immediate value to actually do that. Because I think we either play scenario round 2 or go down a card. Round 3. Or down 2 cards, possibly. GG. So what do I think about this deck? I think it's okay. I think the weather stuff with Vaedermakar and Scepter of Storms is probably better in Skellige, where they can transform them into Storm, the Rains into Storm. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Having the option for 4 Provision Bronze specials to be Frost and Fogs instead of Bombs, it's very interesting. Because a lot of the times you're playing a low unit deck, you'd play like Madoc. Like you could play your Madoc. Where is he? I'm looking right at him probably. You play your Madoc, you play your Bombs, and that gives you your 4 Provision Bronze special cards, right? Because you can just go and put in your lovely cards, your Demiridium Bombs for the 4 damage. You can put in, if you're playing Scoia tael, you can put in Making a Bomb. You can play Dancing Stars, you can play Red Hazes, and there's your 4 Provision Bronze specials. Replacing them with Weathers is interesting, because you're getting the same provisions in the bronzes, right? Replacing 4 bombs here. We're not replacing the 5 Provision Bombs. Usually, at least in when I play bombs, people I say play bombs tend to play 2 Northern Wind. Right, like play 2 Northern Wind, and maybe a Moon Dust. I see like 6 or 7 bombs on average in a deck. So you like replace Scepter of Storms and Vaedermakar essentially with more bombs, right? So just pretend these are Northern Winds, and then you have one Vaedermakar takes up an extra provision, and then we're basically playing Avalok in place of the Madoc. It's very interesting. So I like it. I'll have to try this out some more. The weather package in some different decks that don't rely on units too much. Yeah, I thought this deck was very interesting. Pact was much better than I anticipated. Other boosts might be good to help out Sorceress, but you really need only the highest value she's going to get if she's 5 power. And honestly, if they're damaging her, she's probably going to die. It's not the worst, because you still have Whisper, which can get incredible value. Speaking of incredible value and protecting it, Fegus was an option I thought about when making the deck, because the Defender would be very useful for protecting both Francesca and our Scenario and our Whisperer. I thought about it, but I ended up going for Avalok instead. Either Avalok or Vanadane could be cut for this. But yeah, so either one of these you can cut for Fegus if you want the Defender. I like this. I'm going to keep trying this deck out. I've played maybe like 10 games with it so far, which isn't really enough in my opinion to have like a firm idea of how good it is. But it's pretty fun and interesting, and I like having the option of the Weathers as 4 Provision Bronzes. And I didn't really get the... Pact is doing quite well actually. So yeah, this is the deck. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to try it out, experiment with the new cards. It's a fun time to be trying stuff out because everyone's experimenting and no one, well, a couple people are just slamming their Vi deck over and over, but most people are having fun with the new cards. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys next time.